Hi, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my craft room. I'm so excited to be sharing a new product. Well, a couple new products, but a new product from Heffy Doodle, and that is the Brooke 3D box card dies. I made this little circus example as I was just playing around and figuring out the best ways to use these new dies. Please forgive my packaging right now. I need to buy some more magnetic sheets, so that will look prettier in the future. I also am going to be using the new Spring Breeze 6x6 paper pad, which has these beautiful diagonal stripes and polka dots in some nice soft pastel colors. I also have this green piece of cardstock. It's the Pale Park Green cardstock from my Your Paper Insider box number 2. And I'm going to be using it to be the base of my box card, and I think it goes really well with the Spring Breeze papers. It's not quite the same green, but I feel like it does complement the rest of the pastel colors in this paper pad. So I'm going to go ahead and do all my die cutting, and I'm going to show you how to put it together. So I have my base, my background here, which is a cute kind of rounded corner square rectangle thing here, and I'm going to glue on my background. Now there are two ways I think that you can assemble this background. You can glue the paper down first like I'm doing here, and I'm going to realize in just a second that I meant to show how you can glue down the sides first, so that way it is underlapping, I guess you could say, the is that a word, underlapping? I need to look that up. You can see here where I have the sides of it underneath my pattern paper, but you can also adhere them to the back side of this base piece, which is what I'm going to do now. I think either way is fine. It just kind of depends on how you're going to use the box card. If you're going to decorate the back of it as well, like put a sentiment, I think maybe putting the flap, as you can see right here, on the inside of the card is not quite as noticeable, but honestly, I don't think it really matters because the flaps are going to be there either way, so you're going to cover them either with your background like I did with the purple diagonal striped pattern paper here, or maybe you'll cover it on the back with another piece of paper, which is what I'll end up doing later on with this card sample. But today I'm just showing how you can put it together. So you can either do these flaps after and have them attached to the back, or you can do it before you put on your background and they'll be hidden behind that background like my red box card. So moving on, I'm adding in more of the pattern paper details. These little, I think they're rhombuses, fit nicely inside of the side pieces. And then there are two kinds of dies. The one that I'm using first has one flat end, while the other die has both angled tabs, if that makes sense. So when you look at the die, there are two. So there's one that is flat on one side of the tab, and that's going to be the front of our box card. So I'm going to be using that one to line up right to the edge of those little side pieces of the rhombus, and I'm just going to attach one side at a time. And now I'm taking my other two pieces, and these are going to be what I call little shelves inside of my box card that I will use to attach images or sentiments or however I'm going to decorate my box card. So you can do one shelf, you could do two shelves, you could do three, you could fit as many as you possibly can on that, diagonal line here. It measures 1 3/4 inches, so you have lots of room to play with. This particular example, I'm just going to do two shelves, so I'm going as best as I can about a third of the way in with my two shelves, from the front and the back. As you can see, I didn't do a very good job on that middle one, so I'm just going to add a little more tape and try again. And I'm using some double-sided adhesive or adhesive roll from scrapbook.com. It's my favorite adhesive tape, so I'm just using that to create some nice secure points of my cardstock inside this box, and I know it's going to stay together for my card receiver. So now that I have them adhered on one side, I'm going to peel off the release paper from the other side. I'm having a little trouble, as you can see, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab a little pokey tool to help me get off those release paper of the adhesive. And I'm going to fold over the other side piece, the other rhombus, and attach the adhesive flaps, or the flaps with the adhesive. And I'm going to keep going back and forth, making sure that it will lay flat and that it's connected and there aren't any issues with my adhesive, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to add this one little small detail, which is that little rectangle on the front. It just adds a really cute little space, like you could do a sentiment. You can also add the paper to the other parts of the shelves, so that way you could have a little more detail, because it's the same height, I guess you could say, for all three. So that way you can just have a little more detail on the inside of your little shelves. So again, here is my finished little circus project. I think it turned out so cute, and I'm going to be decorating this green one with some other new release products in the future, so make sure you're following me on Instagram to see that. Here's a final look at the box card. I just think it's so fun. It's going to be so great to make these fun little scenes in these box cards. So I hope this tutorial was useful and that you check out the dies yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!